Hello everyone. Tonight I am back with another tutorial. I wanted to start this evening off with a Valentine's Day type card. And tonight I'll be using the Zoe Metal Die Cut with clear stamps, and this specific one is called Zoe. And it's got the metal dies for the body. You can choose different hairstyles. There's a couple different outfits. You can have side bangs, and then even a shoe die cut. So what I've done to save some time is I used the Love Struck paper pad that I showed in another video. I used that paper pad and I already pieced out some of the dies. I've already got the girl cut out with the outfit. This is just some text paper, and then I used the heart paper, and then I used the vertical red and pink papers to make some layers. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. There we go. So what I'll be doing is after I stamp these on there, I will I haven't decided whether I want the layer like this or whether I want the layer like this. So what I'm going to do is I will get these stamped on there. Let me zoom back out. I'll get the images stamped onto the pieces of paper, and we will be back with another part of the card tutorial. Okay, so I kind of have my pieces laid out. I decided I'd go ahead and show you the stamping portion of this. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo black ink, which is a good ink to use with the alcohol markers. Today I'll be using the Spectrum Noir brand of markers. I'm not sure if you guys have played with these before, but they're kind of similar to Copic markers. They're just a little bit they're a little bit more of a reasonable priced marker. You get a little bit more for your money. I kind of like them, so that's what I'm going to use today. And alright, so we're going to go ahead and stamp up our image using the Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I think it goes a little bit faster if you kind of die cut all of your pieces at once. That way you can just get to stamp and not have to worry about stopping in between. So hopefully we can get this image lined up on the doll that I already have cut out. And one thing that I love about this stamp press is that it allows you to kind of find where you're stamping before you do the final stamped image. This is the Fiskars stamp press, and I'll put a link to this product in the video description as well. So I think I got that stamped pretty well. It's kind of sticking to the paper. But as you can see, that's what I have from the stamped image from, again, this is the Zoe doll from the Julie Nutting line. So what I'm going to do is I'll stamp the rest of these. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of how easy it is to use this Fiskars stamp press. So what I'll do is I'll stamp the rest of these images, I'll get them cleaned, and then we will be back. Okay, so you can kind of see that I have all the little pieces for the doll outfit all stamped in the stamps and the papers that I chose for her outfit today. What I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and paper piece her outfit together, and then we'll do some shading with the Spectrum Noir markers to kind of do some highlights and shading in different areas. So I'm going to be gluing it down with Tombo Monomalte, Tombo Monomalte I'm going to be gluing it down with Tombo Mono Multi Liquid Glue. Woo! Sometimes that's a little bit of a mouthful. So I've got her shoes down here. And I'll just glue on. And this is a larger stamp, and so I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to put it on a larger sized card or a scrapbook page or a journal page. I haven't quite decided that yet. All I know is that I wanted to stamp the image and then kind of play with it. So I think what I'll start off with is kind of figure out where I want the shirt to go, because we'll make this into a skirt, a ruffled skirt. So I need to make sure how far to kind of put that down before I glue the shirt portion of the outfit together. I think I'm going to do the stripe pattern on top just to kind of get that every other one, and then put the little sweater over the top for the finishing touch. So I think I kind of like that right there. So I'm at least going to glue these together on the ruffle part so we can get those glued down and starting to dry. I think this is really going to turn out cute. A cute, simple Valentine's Day card is sometimes the best kind. And I think we said right there, kind of at her hips. So we'll glue that down there too. And what I love about this glue is that it's a multi-purpose glue that has a really good hold. So it's really great for paper piecing things together like this. So we got that glued down, and then we'll glue her shirt on. I think this is going to be a cute Valentine's Day outfit for this girl. And then, of course, I'll glue down her sweater over the top. Just to where you can kind of see those 3 buttons on her shirt. I'm going to accent those with either some jewels or rhinestones or maybe some glitter glue. I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to decorate the doll. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. Okay, so we got that glued down. It's still drying. It's still kind of gluey on the back. What I'm going to do is trim off some of the pieces that are shown through on the top of the outfit, and then I will be back to do some shading and coloring in her hair, and starting to put the final pieces together on the Julie netting doll. Okay, so before I attach her hair to the back of the doll's head, I'm going to go ahead and color it in with the Spectrum Noir markers. And I'll be the first to tell you that I am not the best at coloring in hair, but I'll give it my best shot. I like to color with these, and even though I'm not the best at it, I still have fun, and really that's what crafting's all about. So today I'll be using, see if you can see these, I'll be using EB3, EB6, and EB8 for my colors. I wanted her to have kind of a darker brown hair, so I'll start with my lightest shade, the EB3, and kind of flick in the color in the direction of the hair. It's not perfect, and I'm not the best colorer with the markers, but I get the look that I want and that I like, so it works for me. So I'm just going to glue this to the back, since this was a separate piece of paper that I stamped her hair on, and then die cut, and then just place it on the doll where it looks natural. And then just press that down. One thing about coloring in the hair ahead of time is that if you make a mistake on the back, then it doesn't show up as prevalent in the front. So we'll go ahead and let that dry. I'm going to work on the skin just to provide some shadow. I think I'm going to do FS2 and FS4, which is just a light skin tone, to provide some shading on her arms where there might be natural shades. So just real quick, go in with the FS2. Do a darker FS4 by more of an accented color along the collarbone. Right under the skirt there'll be some shading. The shoes. And then I will get to her face next. I'm going to go ahead and blend the FS4 in with the FS2, so I can kind of blend that out and get this shading in there. Okay, so there's the body. I'm going to go ahead and color in her face with FS2. And since the text that I stamped her on is a skin toned text. It makes coloring in the face a little bit easier. And then we'll do FS4. Provide some shading there. We'll do FS5 to provide the darkest shade. Blend that out with the FS4. And then blend that out with the FS2. And then provide her with some cheek color with CR3. And that part is done. I'm going to find some colors to match the clothes, or maybe I have one on my table here. Since I don't want to take away from the color of the clothes, I'm just going to use a light gray to kind of provide some shading where there might be the different ruffles and texture on the clothing. Definitely below the layer of the skirt here. And I'm sorry, this is IG3. And we'll just, this is the, or maybe it's LG3. I'm not sure whether it stands for light gray or, I'll have to find that out for you before I put a link to the, which markers I used in the post in the video description. So just kind of where there would be some shading on the clothing, just to, so that it doesn't look like the clothes are just stuck there on the doll. Just kind of go around where you might want to provide a little accent or texture to your doll. Again, this is your piece, so even though it might not be perfect, color it in the way you want. So I'm going to go in and find my lighter gray marker, and then I will be back to color the rest of the doll. Okay, so I ended up finding an IG1 just to kind of blend out that IG3 color a little bit on my stamped image here. And like I said, the gray just provides some light shading to the image, just so that it doesn't feel like the paper is stuck there on this doll. Just kind of highlight where the artist has the seams and ruffles on the dress. And then my doll, I think, is done. So I will get some cardstock to mount this girl to a card, and then we will be back with the second part of the tutorial. I'm back. This is just a standard, I think it's a 110-pound cardstock. So again, we'll do it lengthwise at 4 1/4. And we'll just do that a few times. And then fold that over. And since this is a little bit, I definitely don't want an 11-inch sized card. But since the doll is a good size, I think I might do maybe an 8.5-inch card. So I'll just grab my Fiskars cutting tool here, to cut the card down to the size that I want. Put a few of the things away. Get that out of the way. And then we'll cut the card down. I think I said 8.5, which I'll have to get this out. So we'll line it up at 8.5 and cut off the excess to where we have a 4 1/4 by 8.5 card, which fits the doll perfectly. And save your scraps because you could use those maybe on another project. Get that locked up and put back away. And one technique that I wanted to try with this card is, we'll just use that scrap piece of paper that I messed up on earlier. And let's see, we'll do it this way. Since it's a Valentine's Day card, I wanted to use lots of different pinks in the background. So I have this Colorbox Paintbox Pigment ink that has lots of different Valentine's Day-ish colors. So I'll be using this with my textured brayer. This has little hearts on it that I thought would be kind of cute in the background of the card. So I'm going to, instead of just doing a one color card, I'm going to be mixing the darker pink, the medium tone pink, and the lighter pink, which are raspberry, berry, and shabby pink. And I'm just going to ink up my brayer with a nice coat of those 3 colors. And I get that out of the way so I don't get my sleeve in it. Just going to roll this on there. And then ink it up again. Kind of following the same direction and color of the ink. Try not to cross-contaminate your ink colors. And then line it up and ink it again. And I'm going to go ahead and do the front and back of this card just for a more continuous look. And I even think it's cool how it starts out darker up here and then even gets the more of an ombre effect, the darker to lighter, and then we have lighter to darker as well. So it's kind of a fun technique, I think, using these textured brayers. I'll also put a link to these in the video description as well. I forget who makes them. I'll have to find that for you, but I have several different ones that I was able to find. I just thought the Valentine's Day one would be perfect for this specific card. So I got that done. Just give me a second to wipe this off here so the ink doesn't dry on the brayer. I'm just using a baby wipe to clean the ink off. For the time being, I'll run it under the sink after we're finished. So we flip it around and we have, let me see if I could zoom in so you can see how cute this is. You can kind of tell where it's got the lighter pink into the darker pink, and then the darker shades faded out into the lighter shades. I thought that was kind of cool. And it's kind of neat that it's all continuous on the same card. So, alright, so we'll mount that on this card here. I think I'm just going to do it off to the side. And I have another Julie Nutting Valentine's Day set. This one's called Love Day. But I'm just going to use the Happy Valentine's Day quote or sentiment to stamp by my girl. So we'll get her glued down. Kind of do that off to the side. Like that. And then I'll stamp the Happy Valentine's Day right there with my Memento Tuxedo black ink. Okay, and then that finishes up our card for today. So again, this card featured lots of products, which I'll put in the video description below. And then we will see you in the near future for another either crafty tutorial, card tutorial, or maybe something brand new. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Okay, sorry about that. I haven't found a way to keep my Glossy Accents bottle from clogging, so if any of you guys out there have tips or suggestions on what you guys use, please leave me a comment below the video. That would be awesome. Alright, so we got that undone. And I'm just going to use a little bit of glue here. And just attach that down to the paper. And this pick-me-up tool is perfect thing for adding sequins and little accent pieces. Let's see. I'm just using a little dab of glue to get these put on there, and then I'm using the flat end of the other side of this tool to Okay, there. I think we're finally done. Again, thank you for watching the video, and I look forward to the next card tutorial.